Good morning, friends. Now we'll start to discuss the remaining part of the essay, The Childless One by Zainimkar. Friends, in this particular extract, we have already discussed that the protagonist of this short story is having the pregnancy. The mother in law is a kind of antagonist or opposite of this particular daughter in law. Usually in Indian family, we are noticing the same kind of condition. At the same time, the mother-in-law always try to pinch the daughter-in-law, and this is a kind of condition in the Indian family system. Up to this moment, we have seen that the daughter-in-law has completed her complete days or 9 months and 9 days of her baby to give the birth. However, she is not giving birth to the child, and hence there is a kind of discussion in the family that what is the basic problem with which this Radha, this protagonist, is not giving the birth to a child. Actually, everybody thinks that she might have some problem regarding counting of the days. So, there is also a discussion on the same topic. Later on, Radha tells everyone that there might be some confusion in counting of the days or months of that particular child. Later on, you will also find that the swollen abdomen of Radha is having some kind of pain, and therefore everybody is feeling a kind of threat that what is the basic problem, why she is unable to give the birth to the child. So there are some kind of superstitions which are also discussed in this line. I am sure you have cast an evil eye on my child, you dried up old bag. Oh, I wish I had never listened to Sripati and come here. It means that you will find that the mother in law is expressing a kind of dissatisfaction towards Radha because she has not taken care of the child and her pregnancy in a proper way, and that is why the child is not getting its birth. So, this is a kind of opinion expressed by the mother in law. At the same time, you will also find that what is the condition of Radha that is expressed in this paragraph. Where else would you have gone? Her mother in law stood over her, hands on her hips, legs planted wide apart, nostrils flaring with the sheer enjoyment of the fight. Where would you have where would you have gone? I would like to know. You have no home, no father, no mother. You were just a poor dowryless girl, and my boy was tricked into marrying you. In this paragraph, the attitude of mother in law is reflected. At the same time, what kind of attitude or approach is there in the Indian family system can be understood in this particular part. You will find that the girl is married with Shripati and she is married with Shripati without any dowry. That was the pain, that was the problem of the mother in law. At the same time, you will also find that the girl Radha is not having her parents, that is, mother or father. She has no support at all, and therefore, you will notice that Radha is childless. Radha is not having any kind of support from the parental side, and hence you will find that the mother in law is always taking disadvantage of this particular thing. Now let us see the next part. Tricked, you say? Was he a baby at his mother's breast that he could be tricked into marrying anyone? He married me because he saw me and liked me. Then Radha is also not a very shy or silent kind of girl. She also replies her mother in law that Sripati might have seen something in me and therefore he married with me. No trick we have done, and therefore she gives answer to every question of the mother-in-law. In this way, there is a kind of quarrel between the mother-in-law and Radha. Saw you? Huh? Who ever heard of showing a girl to a bridegroom before even showing her to his parents It just shows what a shameless slut you are and what low born savages you aunt and uncle are. If my uncle is low born, then so are you. After all, he is your cousin. Actually, Radha is insulted by mother in law that he belongs to a very low family, and she is thinking that Radha, being the accompaniment of that particular family, the whole family is also of low kind, and hence you will notice that if my uncle is low born, then so are you. After all, he is your cousin. It shows that the relationship between the uncle of Radha and the mother in law is also very close. However, she is not treating Radha in a proper way. So, this shows a traditional attitude of mother in laws towards the daughter in law. You will find the same thing in this relationship. Cousin, nobody who would play such a dirty trick on me is a cousin of mine, she added in a reasonable, let me be fair voice. But why should I blame him for wanting to get rid of? Who wants to feed an orphan forever? In this particular paragraph, you will notice that mother-in-law of Radha is not ready to accept the relationship between the cousin of Radha, uncle of Radha and the mother-in-law. In this particular way, you will find that the mother-in-law is not ready to accept any argument done by the daughter-in-law. How dare you call me an orphan when my father is alive? The mother in law snorted. That no god parasite. What use is he to anyone even if he is alive? It means that Radha's father is alive, however, the mother in law is saying that or making a statement that he is of no use to Radha because in any kind Radha's father is not interfering the life of this particular girl. This silenced Radha. Her father, who had perfected the art of living without working, had sponged off of somebody all his life. At first, his wife had worked and supported him. After she died, he had lived for a brief period with her brother. It means that Radha's father is not doing proper work. At the same time, he has led his life with the help of the mother in Radha's mother. In this particular context, you will notice the same thing. Now he lived with his son, and the son shrew of a wife whose insults he swallowed without protest, along with his bhakri. Radha would rather die than throw herself on the mercy of her sister in law, who had a big rock where her heart should have been. Here you will find that how the Radha's mother in law is insulting the daughter in law. Now let us turn on to the next part. Shripati's aunt was a gentle person. She did not abuse Radha or fight with her. She only told stories in a sad and fatalistic voice. A woman's belly had to be cut open because her child grew so big that it could not be delivered normally, and then both mother and child died. Another woman had her first child very late in the life, and it was so retarded that it couldn't even crawl. Yet at 6, Radha was 23 and married 7 years. In this particular paragraph, Shripati's aunt was a gentle person. Means Shripati's aunt is another woman who is making some kind of comments regarding the uh, postponement of the delivery of Radha. And you will also find that she is creating a kind of fear or anxiety in the mind of Radha because Radha is not delivering a child, and hence she is citing many examples who are facing problems because of the late delivery. Okay, now let us turn on to the next part. Shripati came and saw his wife pale and bloated, and move hardly able to. Why haven't you taken her to a doctor at Sungao? He asked his mother. We called in the midwife. What does that stupid woman know about anything? You may be a big policeman in Bombay, Shripati. The old woman's voice trembled with anger. But I won't have you coming here and shouting at me. If you don't think I am capable of looking after your precious wife, you can take her away. I don't see what you are so worked about. She is not the first woman in the world to give birth to a child. So here you will notice that how Radha's husband, that is Shripati, saying to his mother that you should have taken Radha to the doctor at Songao, and instead of showing the midwife, it is better to take the consultancy or the guidance of the doctor from Songao. In this particular context, Radha's mother in law responds to Mr. Shripati that if you think that your wife is so much delicate and uh, uh, so much kind of very tender, at that time you can treat him to treat her to the hospital in the Bombay. I am not able to give her treatment in a proper way. So, in this way, there is a conflict between Shripati and the mother. Shripati looked somewhat shamefaced, but he was not going to let her have the last word while his wife watched the exchange. All right, that is enough, he said. You talk too much. I am going to Songao to get a taxi. She is too sick to go on the bus. And you had better be ready to go along. She will need someone to stay with her. This particular this particular statement shows that Mr. Sripati is not ready to accept the what is the condition of Radha as it is, and he wanted to show her to the doctor of Sungao, and he goes to bring the taxi, and he asks his mother that you should be ready for taking her to Songao. At the hospital, Sripati listened unbelievingly to the doctor's verdict. You mean it is not a child at all? No, it is a tumor, a growth. But everyone said she was pregnant with a child. The doctor looked pityingly at Shripati. You people are all the same, he said. If you had shown her to a proper doctor, you would have known this long ago. She could have been operated on and needn't have suffered all these months. This particular statement shows that now the doctor at Songao is telling to Mr. Sripati that there is no child inside the womb of Radha. However, on the contrary, you will notice that Radha is carrying a tumor in her womb, and it is very disgusting, or it is very shameful that nobody has given proper treatment to Radha, and Radha is suffering all the days, these all the days, a kind of pain which is the fate of every woman in this particular Indian family system. You will also find that number of women who are pregnant are not given proper treatment, and this is a particular event which indicates that this kind of situation is prevailing in the Indian cultural context or Indian society. What is to be done now? Mr. Sripati asked to the doctor. She will have to have an operation, of course, as soon as possible. Can you do it? Mr. Sripati asks about the operation of Radha, and let us see what happens. Yes, but if you don't want to spend a lot of money, you should take her to the government hospital. I have money, Sripati said a little contemptuously. It means that Sripati is ready to spend money on Radha because he knows that how Radha is important in his life. No doubt, Radha, being a wife, plays a vital role in the family. However, the other members are not taking care of Radha. On the contrary, Sripati is taking lot of care of Radha. Radha cried a great deal when he told her all this, but he was so bewildered himself that he had no words with which to console her. He could not believe what the doctor had told him. Even the next morning, when Radha was taken into operating room, he kept feeling that the doctor must be mistaken. So Shripati is not ready to accept what the doctor has said it earlier, and the tumor inside the womb of Radha is unbelievable for him. However, he has to accept it, and Radha is taken to the operation theatre in this particular during the time. By the time the operation was over, he had convinced himself that everything was going to be all right and that it was a child after all. It was just that child could not be born in the normal way and the doctor had to do the operation. He had heard of such cases. He went in smiling when the doctor sent for him. He did not see Radha anywhere, but the doctor was pointing at something rather proudly. Do you see that? That is what we took out of your wife. She will be all right. It means that the operation was successful, and the doctor is showing Mr. Sripati that this is the tumor which we have brought out of the womb of Radha, and you have to take care of her. The thing lay on an enameled plate on a metal table and looked like something brought at a butcher's shop. Sripati stood rooted to the floor, staring at the obscene pink purple hunk. It still seemed to be pulsating like some horrible freak form of life. Next to it, a label was propped up, stating its weight and circumference as though it were a tuber but on display in a vegetable show. This was inside Radha. No, no, it couldn't be. Someone was playing an awful joke on him. He felt sick. So, here in this particular paragraph, you will find that Shripati is not ready to accept the situation that there is a tumor inside the womb of Radha and it has been operated and it was brought out of the womb, but still Mr. Sripati is not ready to accept the situation. Radha was brought home from the hospital and was slow in regaining her strength. She looked like an old woman, gaunt and fazzle haired. She wept constantly and asked Sripati to take her to Bombay. After you get well, he said, I will get well there. It means that Radha is now suffering with weakness and she is not ready to live with the mother-in-law, and therefore in this particular context she tries to convince Mr. Sripati that she should be taken to Bombay because she will feel better at Bombay and not here at the house of his mother house of his mother. So in this way there is a kind of critical situation in the life of Radha, who is supposed to give the birth to a child. However, instead of that, she has been operated and a tumor is brought out of her womb, which is a kind of shock to everyone in the family. With these words, I would like to stop here. Thank you. Thank you so much.